Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Izzati binti Zulkipli and my metric number is 272813. I start my presentation with the introduction. So the purpose of the assignment is how to create and manage a portfolio. We are required to create a portfolio requested by investor with a capital of 100k ringgit Malaysia and must consist of 5 stock on Bursa Malaysia. Then we decide to choose the stock from company Asia Berhad, Genting Berhad, Public Bank Berhad, Poh Kong Holding and Big Industry Berhad. Using top-down approach to security analysis such as fundamental analysis and technical analysis, we can determine the firm performance and how it will affect the future return.
Good day, Dr. Adila. My name is Ashiwhitha Nair. My metric number is 273259. So today I will be presenting about economic analysis. So under economic analysis, there is 6 basic components. The first one is fiscal policy, monetary policy, inflation, gross domestic product, which is known as GDP, and then unemployment rate, and lastly it's about CPI. CPI is known as Consumer Price Index. Economic analysis is where a process that traders get a clear picture about their current business environment. Economic analysis is very useful to access the current stock price. This is because current stock price are usually greatly affected by the economic condition, whether it's from the global and also the local economic condition. So the most common used economic variables are GDP, gross domestic product, and interest rate and inflation. Monetary policy is an action taken by central bank, which is known as Bank Negara Malaysia, to manage and disperse the fund efficiently. So the main objective in this monetary policy to increase the economic growth and also by increasing the liquidity. So the next thing is there is a two type of monetary policy. It's about expansionary and also contractual monetary policy. But then Bank Negara Malaysia is using expansionary monetary policy in our Malaysia. So expansionary monetary policy is an action taken by our BNM to reduce the unemployment and also to reduce the recession. Fiscal policy is an estimation on taxation and also government spending which will impact the economy. So for fiscal policy, the main thing is using government spending, taxation and also payment which will influence the aggregate demand. So BNM will try their best to cut the taxes and also investment to keep the price low and also unemployment rising. So BNM will formulate a regulation, financial regulation based on the economic variety. They will either increase or decrease to meet the financial objective. Gross domestic product is the final value of a product or goods or services that produced by a country at a certain time of period. So on March 2020, the Malaysia economy was contracted by 5.6%. This is due to the COVID-19 pandemic, while on 2019 it was only 4.4%. So the current monthly GDP's performance is currently from 3.5, which was declined, and now it was accelerated to 6% on March 2021. Inflation rate is an indicator of a purchasing power of a selected good and services in the economy, such as food prices. So inflation rate was only 0.1% on last year, but then it was increased to 1.7% in March 2021. Unemployment rate is a percentage of unemployed workers. So the unemployment rate was increased by 1.2% in March 2021. Consumer Price Index, which is known as CPI, is a measure that studies the average price of goods and services in the economy, such as transport, food, and also medical care. So this CPI will advise the government, business, and also citizen about the changes in the prices. So the CPI was increased to 1.7% in March 2021.
In industry analysis, we should look the important things like growth and competitive position by each company. The growth for Asia increased their market share by 3.7% points during the period under review from 38% to 42% in the first quarter of 2020. Due to COVID-19, Asia was estimated to have supported over 300,000 Malaysian jobs and contribute more than 35.5 billion to the Malaysian economy in 2018. While for ASEAN network generate an additional 22.6 billion. The competitive position for Asia is that Star Airways provide worldwide domestic service to its users through a large-scale domestic network. Malaysia Airlines offers superior service and achieve high buyer certification. It provides in-flight food service to its customers at no additional cost, but AirAsia charges a fee, and the same goes for luggage service. Malaysia received 423,425 tourists arrive for the first quarter of 2020 compared to 2019 and show a decrease of 36.8%. Therefore, the first quarter's overall tourist expenditure was RM12.5 billion, declined 41.5% from the RM21.4 billion recorded at the same time last year, while for the capital spending also dropped 7.4% from 2019 compared to 2020. This competitive strategy comprises offering one-of-a-kind product or service to price-conscious clients. Genting Berhad is a well-known firm with a significant market presence in Malaysia. Remote competitors like Singapore and China, which aim to open up gambling locations for gamblers as well as hotels to bring competition to the local market, can use the internet geographical risk. Bank Negara Malaysia will lower interest rate even lower than 1.75% in 2021. The main reason for it, if the ringgit rise, they expect to see next year faster than the central bank wants. The gross impaired loan ratio in the banking system remains stable at 1.6% at the end of January 2021, slightly higher than the 1.51% recorded at the end of December 2019. As end of 2020, the total asset of Public Bank Group reached 451,257 billion, a rise of 18 billion or 4% over the previous fiscal year. The substantial asset growth was mostly due to 4.98% and 1.74% growth in loan and financial investment respectively. In terms of market value, Public Bank Group also have a competitive edge. The Public Bank Group is a well-known bank that boasts the title of biggest market value of non-government linked list corporation. This market value was 100.5 billion at the end of 2020. Total retail sales, which include everything from jewellery to furniture to groceries and cosmetic products, are predicted to be 101.6 billion in 2020, down from 112.5 billion in the previous forecast. Shipment of gold, silver and platinum have climbed year after year. It increased from 5.4 billion in 2010 to RM6.2 billion last year, according to statistics from the International Trade and Industry Ministry. Pohkong was named to the Malaysia Top 1000 in 2011 and the Malaysia Top 10 in 2014. Pohkong was recognized in the 2016 Retail Asia Pacific Top 500 and was ranked 8th among Malaysian top 10 retailers. The award is given out every year to the best performing organization and industry leader in appreciation of their contribution to the country. The Malaysian economy, as measured by GDP, grew by 5.9% in the fourth quarter of 2017 from the previous year. This is because it is supported by positive development in private and public sector spending. Meanwhile, the Malaysian economy grew at a steady rate of 0.4% in the third quarter of 2018, boosted by an increase in domestic demand despite a drop in net export growth. Malaysia's GDP will continue to increase in 2019 owing to its diverse economy and diverse export, with private sector economy serving as the primary driver of the development for the remainder of 2018 and 2019.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I will explain about fundamental analysis. Based on the table, AAZ Group Berhad shows all 3 years of revenue, EBIT and net profit is an unfavorable situation for the company. For revenue, there is a decrease from 2018 to 2020 and in 2020 which is the lowest. From 2018 to 2020, the value of EBIT and net profit show a very drastic decrease. As for net profit, only 2018 is in positive value, while for 2019 and 2020 is in negative value. This is because the movement control order declared by our Prime Minister, most sectors needs to be closed to curb the spread of COVID-19 outbreaks. Net is for Genting Malaysia Berhad. Based on the table, there is an increase in foreign revenue in 2018 to 2019. As for net income, only in 2019 is positive, while for 2018 and 2020 it has a negative value. EBIT in 2019 show a decrease from 2018 to 2019 and increase in 2020. Next is Public Bank Berhad. Based on the table, there are fluctuations for revenue for Public Bank Berhad that in 2018 to 2020. This shows that 2020 has the lowest value compared to 2018 and 2019. Furthermore, EBIT also fluctuate from 2018 to 2020. There is an increase from 2018 to 2019, while for the year 2020 there is a decrease. There is a decrease in net profit from 2018 to 2020. For Pokong Holdings, based on the table, revenue shows a decrease from 2018 to 2020. It may be due to the COVID-19 pandemic that hit our country. As for EBIT, there is an increase from 2018 to 2020. In addition, for profit for the year shows fluctuation from 2018 to 2020. In 2020 to 2019, there is an increase and there is a decrease in 2020. Last for BIG Industry Berhad. Based on the table above, the results show fluctuation from 2018 to 2020. Next for EBIT, only 2019 is in good condition, while for 2018 and 2020 is in loss condition. Net income is also the same as EBIT, which is 2018 and 2020 is at the loss, and net income in 2019 was in profit.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Durratul Aisyah, binti Kamaruddin. My matric number is 267762. Now, I will present about the technical analysis of the company. This is Ashiwhitha Berhad technical chart for 20 trading days. Berhad MACD is a momentum oscillator which is used to identify the trend formation from the candlestick chart. Pattern indicators also use it to analyze the MACD. As you can see, for the Ashiwhitha Berhad is a rapid rises from 1 May 2021 until 4 June 2021, which is the short-term moving average pull to the long-term moving average. This signal is overbought and oversold and soon will back to the normal level. Ashiwhitha Berhad is illustrate the bearish swing rejection signal. Ashiwhitha Berhad declining moving average, which is in an uptrend starting from June 2020. In conclusion, Ashiwhitha Berhad is the uptrend which is can be expected to pause, imply a concentration of the buying interest or demand. This is Genting Malaysia Berhad technical chart for 20 trading days. Genting Malaysia Berhad, the MACD is above the signal line. The relative strength index for the Genting Malaysia Berhad showing that relative strength index is 5.70%, that will indicate the security will be coming overvalued and the trend will reversal. Moving average are commonly used to identify a short trend direction and to evaluate its support and resistance level. For the Genting Malaysia Berhad, showing that the security is uptrend, which is rising moving average occurs, and it will have an opportunity to get the profit more from the rising asset price. In a conclusion, Genting Malaysia Berhad is a resistance level, which is the price of an asset encounter, the expectation that come with the rise of more and more buyers looking to the sell at that market value along the way. Next, this is Public Bank Berhad technical chart for 20 trading days. As you can see in the chart, MACD is below signal line, which is the histogram will be the baseline. So as shown in the following chart, when the MACD is fall below the signal line, that means it is a bearish signal, which is indicate that will be time to sell. As you can see, the chart of the Public Bank Berhad, while the stock is on an uptrend, the indicator might stay in the overbought region for long periods of time. Public Bank Berhad is uptrend, which is the price movement of financial asset is going upwards. So every subsequent peak and trough in an hour are higher than those seen early in the movement. Public Bank, the trend line continues to slope upward, keeping stop loss orders below an influential trend line is a strategic way to ensure that the asset has enough room to fluctuate without being blamed. This is Pokong Holding Berhad technical chart for 20 trading days. Pokong Holding showing that the MACD is below the single line. When the MACD is below the single line, The histogram will be below the MACD line. So the histogram is to analyze when the bullish or bearish momentum is increased. Pohkong Holdings considered as a buy signal because of the reading of the relative strength index is below 30. As we can see in this chart, Pohkong Holdings showing the downtrend starting from the 18 May 2021, which is the trend will decline the moving average. This trend refers that the price of the security is lower in the price as it will fluctuate on time. Downtrend also can be categorized by the lower peaks and trough. In conclusion, Pohkong Holdings, when the market is heading down, trader will look for a sequence of dropping peaks and try to connect them with the trend line. This is Big Industry Berhad technical chart for 20 trading days. Big Industry Berhad, a histogram bar is negative because of the MACD line is below the signal line and it will indicate to signal downward momentum that will affect to their company. As you can see in the chart, the relative strength of index for Big Industry Berhad is 48.34%, which is downtrend, and the indicator will remain in the oversold for a long term. The RSI is nearer than 50%, which is the investor will use because occurs more reliably signal bearish condition. Big Industry Berhad, the trend is downtrend starting from the 17 May 2021. This is showing that the company represents something more than a random losing of streak. In a conclusion, as you can see in the chart, support refers to price level on a bar graph that act as a floor, going to prevent the price of an asset from falling.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurdiyana binti Badrul Hisham, matric number 272962. So I will continue the last part, which is portfolio trading. So this portfolio trading starts 3rd May until 3rd June 2021. We have decided 5 active stocks for our investor, which are AirAsia Berhad, BIG Industry Berhad, Genting Malaysia Berhad, Pohkong Holding Berhad, and also Public Bank Berhad. So the first company is AirAsia Berhad. As shown in the table, the buying price is in the range of 0.835 to 0.845 and the range for selling price is 0.85 to 0.91. Total gain for this stock is 5,038 ringgit during the trading period. Along with the pandemic, this stock stopped paying dividend to its shareholder by the fact that the company is not fully operational. Next is BIG Industry Berhad. As shown in table, the buying price is in the range of 0.575 to 0.76 and the range for selling price is 0.675 to 1.02. Total gain for this stock is 19,554 ringgit, which is the highest return for our investor. This stock does not pay dividend to its shareholder as they keep profit as retained earnings to be reinvested in the firm and its growth, offering investor larger capital gains. Next, we move on to Genting Malaysia Berhad. As shown in table, the buying price is in the range of 2.59 to 2.86 and the range for selling price is 2.77 to 2.93. This investment give our investor with the gain of 3,915. The situation for the tourism, leisure and hospitality industry remains highly uncertain as recovery setback continued with prolonged travel restriction imposed in response to the pandemic could give negative impact on the group earnings. For Pohkong Holding Berhad, the buying price is in the range of 0.80 to 0.88 and the range for selling price is 0.85 to 1.04. This investment give our investors second highest gain of 10,600. This stock remain optimistic performance attribute to the growing demand for gold jewelry and investment. Lastly, for Public Bank Berhad, the buying price is in the range of 4.13 to 4.21 and the range for selling price is 4.24 to 4.27. This investment give our investor lowest return, which is 1,795 ringgit. This stock dividend yield is 3.07% per 12 month, which is quite high. However, it is not always a positive sign because the company is returning its earning more to investor rather than expanding the company. For conclusion of our portfolio, we can see that our investor gain a profit of 174.95%, which earning a profit of 40,902 ringgit from the initial investment of 100,000. This is because we create a well-diversified portfolio in order to maximize the return and reduce risk. We acknowledge that there are various factors that investors need to pay attention before start investing, which consists of economic, industry, fundamental, and technical analysis. Each analysis plays an important role in order to ensure that we can prepare for future situation that happens in stock market. So that's all from our group. Thank you and have a nice day.